Hey guys, I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial series and now have a better understanding of the powerful Platter play feature of the Reloop RP-8000 MK2 turntable. It also offers a bunch of advanced custom modes to further customize the functions and to suit your performance style. To access the advanced custom mode menu, simply turn off the unit via the rear master power switch, then hold Shift and Loop before powering the turntable back on. And you'll notice that the performance pads are now illuminated in either red or green, indicating which option is active or not. So, the following options are as follows. Pad 1 relates to additional MIDI output. Apart from the obvious performance section, many of the other controls on the RP-8000 MK2, such as the start-stop button or the reverse button, can also be MIDI mapped. So when pad 1 is illuminated green, your additional MIDI output option is enabled. And if you want to disable it, just press the pad and change it red. Moving on to pad 2, when the RP-8000 MK2 is left in an idle but powered state, it eventually triggers a demo light sequence on the pads known as Vegas mode. So when pad 2 is green, this basically means that Vegas mode is enabled, and you can easily disable it by pressing the pad and changing it red. Pad 3, by default, when this pad is red, the reverse button is activated by pressing it once and pressing it once again to deactivate it.
Take that, rewind it back. Have an hour, yes. Take that, rewind it back.
By toggling this mode to green, this requires that the reverse button be pressed and held in order for the reverse function to be active.
Take that, rewind it back. Have an hour, yes. Take that, rewind it back. Have an hour, yes.
Pad 4 relates to additional pitch bend controls. By default, this feature is set to red and disabled. But when enabled, this allows you to use the Q and loop buttons to pitch bend when in Platter play mode. Moving on to pad 5, by default this is set to green and on, which allows the playback speed of 78 RPM to be accessed by pressing both the 33 and the 45 RPM buttons together at the same time. To disable this 78 RPM playback speed, just simply change the pad from green to red. Pad 6, by default, is set to green, which enables you, when in Platter play mode, to transpose the key plus or minus one semitone using the 33 and 45 RPM pitch bend buttons. By toggling pad 6 to red, this allows you to perform continuous transposing for as long as the pitch bend buttons are held. Moving on to pad 7, by default, this option is set to red, where all pads in Platter play mode have the same brightness level. When toggling pad 7 to green, all pads will now display the characteristic of a piano roll, with white keys represented by bright pads and black keys represented by dimmer pads. And finally, pad 8, by default is set to red, which means adjusting the break time will not affect the start time of the turntable. If pad 8 is toggled to green, this means that the start time of the turntable will also be affected according to the setting of the break time adjust dial. So that's all of the advanced custom modes, but please note, to confirm any changes you've made to these features, you need to make sure you press the loop button or the push encoder to save them. And as you can see, the display will show the word save, confirming the changes made, and the turntable will power up. As well as these advanced custom modes, here's some other quick tips that you might not be aware of. Platter Play can be accessed by either holding Shift and pressing the reset button, or by simply double tapping the reset button. When in Platter Play mode, you can cycle through the scales by using the pitch percentage buttons, or by holding Shift and turning the navigation encoder. When in Platter Play mode, you can return the pad view to this default pad position at any time by simply pressing the navigation encoder. And my final tip, whatever scale you currently have selected, when in Platter Play mode, you can quickly jump to the chromatic scale by holding Shift and pressing the 8% pitch range button. And alternatively, you can quickly jump to the user scale section by holding Shift and pressing the 16% pitch range button. Okay guys, so that's the end of this tutorial series on Platter Play. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys can come up with. So get creative, have fun, and stay tuned for more from Reloop. See you soon.